If Abdulmutallab, Charles, said to the FBI or whomever that there's a long line of others like me, it is disconcerting if he's not talking now and can't tell us about the line.
It's beyond disconcerting. It's insane. Here's a guy who, as Steve has said, the administration has admitted was trained, armed in Yemen, recruited in London. We closed our embassy this week, presumably because there are active threats emanating out of al-qaeda, the same people who are involved in his mission. Here's a guy who presumably knows stuff. At least he knows who trained him, who armed him, and who was around him. He said that there are other plots. The idea that you give him his rights is simply unbelievable. And it isn't as if you have to decide in advance that he'll get a civilian or a military trial. You can seize him now as a military combatant, as just about everybody in Gitmo was, and later decide if you want to put him in a civilian court or a military one. You don't have to decide that now. I prefer a military, but it's irrelevant. The question is, how do you hold him at the beginning when you need information? And to give him a lawyer and to know he's going to shut up and not say anything, and you give him chits with which he can bargain, is absolutely unbelievable. And this is what shows the unseriousness of this administration and war on terror. It's not that a guy slipped through the cracks. There are mistakes that have been made in the past which allowed a guy on an airplane. Well, that can happen. It's a complex bureaucracy. The unseriousness is not how he got on the plane. The unseriousness is what happened after, and the reflexive reaction of this administration, which instantly gives him a lawyer, a guy who isn't entitled to any protection, a Geneva Convention or U.S. Constitution.
Much more on